I have just witnessed one of the most generational fumbles that this Brazil team has done. Just finished watching the Brazil versus Norway FIFA World Cup match. Oh my god, this match was so entertaining, and then at the same time, this match was so frustrating. Frustrating because these Brazilian players cannot score if their goddamn life depended on it. Absolutely no coordination, absolutely no conviction in the play. They are not trying to score, they're not trying to find the goals. Worst part is that when you have front three like Vinicius Jr., Mateus Cunha, and Ryan, why do you need to spam crosses? Why do you need to keep spamming crosses and hope to God that somebody gonna take a header? When you have players who can cut inside, who can make central plays, and score that goal beautifully in. This gameplay was completely and horribly wrong by Brazil team. Uh, very disappointed in them. The entire match I tried to see, they were just trying to spam crosses left and right and hope again that somebody's going to take the header and put the goal in. And after that, when Brazil did win a penalty in the first half of the game, Bruno Guimaraes came to take in the penalty. Bruno Guimaraes, not Vinicius Jr., not Mateus Cunha, not Casemiro, not even Gabriel Martinelli. Bruno Guimaraes came to take the penalty. I do not understand what was the leadership issue over here. What was the thinking that was going on in their minds? What made them feel that Bruno would be the best player to play this ball, to take this penalty? This was really, and then he came and he could not take it. He could not convert the penalty into a goal. It was saved by the Norwegian goalkeeper, Nyland. Nyland was absolutely amazing in this game. He was fabulous. He has 4 saves. He did his best. Anytime Brazil looked threatening, he has come in. He has saved the day for Norwegian team and Norwegian fans. Norwegian fans must be having the time of their lives right now because he was certainly gave a man of the match performance. The only time Brazil was ever threatening was when they're trying to attack centrally, connecting the 1-2 passes. That was the only time Brazil looked a bit threatening. Apart from that, the moment they were trying to spam crosses, it's over. They've not even put in Igor Thiago, who's a tall player, like a number 9 who can take those crosses. No, you have players like Cunha who can do a build-up game. You can give them the ball centrally on their feet and they can do something when they have the ball on their feet, instead of trying to give them a header or expect some acrobatics and a scorpion or a bicycle kick. So that kind of thing happened. Erling Haaland played such a game. He was silent for most of the time. He only showed up in the second half, but he showed up how? He took barely 3 shots on the goal, and 1 was saved by Alisson. 2 he converted to the goal. That's what the difference is between a good striker and a great striker. A great striker does not need a lot of shots. Erling Haaland, most of the game, throughout the first half and a major part of the second half, was completely silent. He was completely quiet. He was managed well by Gabriel and Marquinhos. They had done the job well. So he was completely silent. He had not touched the ball. He had not done much. He had not taken any shot. But then this is what great strikers are. You need 1 shot. 1 shot to show what you're made of. 1 shot to show your talent and your capabilities. That's what he did. He got 1 shot and he took it. Straight goal. First ball comes in. He takes the shot. He takes a header and it's a goal. And second one was really when he did game over on 90th minute. 90th minute. Erling Haaland puts the ball beautifully in a very calm, composed finish. He just places the ball into the bottom right corner. Alisson could not do anything about it and was game over for Brazil. Right there, it was game over. When Norway went 2-0, it was game over. The only problem I have with Ancelotti is if you saw in the first half itself that your players are not able to shoot, they're not able to make the game, you had to sub in. You had to sub in somebody like a Neymar, somebody creative, somebody who can do some magic, some trickery, something he can create out of nothing. Because Norwegian players were not giving any gaps, they were not giving nothing to exploit. There was no space. The only option was to just cross, which Brazil is not known for that. You cannot cross because you do not have such kind of a striker, you do not have such kind of a player who can take those crosses. Against Norway, who are very big physically, they're tall, they are sturdy, their defenders are good physique. So you cannot do that. In such moments, you need a genius, you need a playmaker, you need a creative mind, somebody who can dribble, who can open midfields, who can open defenses with one single pass. That kind of a player is Neymar. He can do that. He can create something out of nothing. But he is only subbed in the 67th minute. So Neymar technically plays only 23 minutes plus 7 minutes, let's say 10 minutes, 33 minutes of gameplay. And in that, he in 90 plus 10, Brazil win a penalty. He converts that. That's pretty much it. But apart from that, he the moment he came in, Brazil started looking a little bit more threatening at least. Endrick came in. Endrick missed a couple of sitters. He really had the chance to make it 1-0 lead, and even after it was 1-0 by Norway, he could have done a 1-all. Endrick really fumbled this one. The Brazilian attack really fumbled this game because the defenders tried their best. They kept Haaland quiet for as long as they could. It was a matter of time. Everyone knew Haaland's going to score in this game. Everyone knew it. You knew it. I knew it. It was a matter of time. So all the attack had to do was try and find a goal before, or maybe equalize after. That's all they had to do. But as you could clearly see, this Brazilian team could not score to save their lives. This was again a horrible performance. On the other hand, Norway played an insane game. Their defenders were great. Their midfield was great, especially Berg. Patrick Berg, he plays for Bodo Glimt, and he really made a mark in this game. He has both the assist to Haaland, he has given it. He really had an insane game. I could see him running up and down the pitch. He was on the left side, he was on the right side, he was in his third, he was in the final third, he was in his box. He was everywhere. I really enjoyed watching him play because those kinds of players are rare. He has a profile of somebody like a Giuliano Simeone. He's a runner. He is a hustler. He will give you everything, and at the same time, he has the skills to bring out the passes, to make those assists. He has those skills as well. So overall, Norway looks really threatening. Absolutely threatening. If you can imagine, they had subbed off Nusa and Alexander Sorloth in the first half itself. In the halftime, they subbed them off, and despite that, in the second half, they were able to make the score 2-1. It was only the one penalty came on 90 plus 10, so the game was pretty much over then. But till then, Norway had won the match without Nusa or Sorloth. So that's a big thing, that even their bench has the strength. Their bench is enough quality, enough tenacity, enough hustle, and enough life in them to not just hold on to a lead, but to create a lead and win the match out of nothing. And once again, a very horrible performance by Brazil. And I think that the attackers should have been subbed off, and somebody like a Neymar should have been brought in much earlier than they were actually brought in. It's really sad and heartbreaking to see Neymar exit in tears, barely playing 30 minutes, when you know a player of his quality, a player of his ability and capabilities can do wonders. Even an injured Neymar, even not a fully fit Neymar can bring out so much into this game. But alas, the match is over, and so are Brazil's dreams, and Norway advances to the next stage.